Planning a North American trip for 2025 and stuck between the USA and Canada? It's a classic travel dilemma. Do you choose the neon lights of Las Vegas or the northern lights over the Yukon? California surfers or Whistler skiers? One country offers high-octane energy and variety. The other promises serene wilderness and laid-back charm. In this guide, we're breaking down the landscapes, cities, costs, and the 2025 travel vibe to help you decide which giant is your perfect match. Let's settle the great North American debate. When it comes to the great outdoors, you're choosing between two heavyweight champions, and each has a serious claim to the title of most breathtaking. It really comes down to what kind of natural beauty speaks to your soul. The United States is defined by its sheer diversity. It's a country where you can find just about every type of landscape you can dream of. Think of the Grand Canyon in Arizona, a place so immense it fundamentally changes your sense of scale. Picture the granite cliffs and thundering waterfalls of Yosemite in California, or the otherworldly red rock buttes of Monument Valley, which feel like you've just stepped onto the set of a classic Western. And that's just scratching the surface. The US has the lush, volcanic rainforests and perfect beaches of Hawaii, and the turquoise waters and tropical vibes of the Florida Keys. The American landscape is a dramatic, sprawling epic, a different blockbuster experience in every corner. Then you have Canada. If the US is all about diversity, Canada is about the overwhelming scale and purity of its wilderness. This is a country that truly defines the word vast. Your mind probably jumps to Banff National Park in Alberta, home to impossibly blue lakes like Lake Louise, all framed by the jagged, snow-capped peaks of the Canadian Rockies. It's a paradise for hikers, photographers, and anyone looking to feel humbled by nature. But the spectacle doesn't stop there. From the rugged, wild coastline of Vancouver Island and its ancient rainforests, to the scenic Cabot Trail in Nova Scotia, where the road clings to cliffs above the Atlantic, Canadian nature feels pristine, immense, and deeply powerful. And of course, we have to talk about the great equalizer, Niagara Falls, a natural wonder shared by both nations. But how you experience it is a totally different story. The Canadian side is where you get those iconic, panoramic views of all three falls: the Horseshoe, American, and Bridal Veil. It's the postcard shot, the grand spectacle. The American side, however, offers a much more intimate and raw experience. It's quieter and lets you get incredibly close to the roaring water, feeling the mist on your face. So, do you want the full, sweeping panorama or the up-close, visceral power? It's the perfect metaphor for the two countries' approaches to nature. Beyond the wild landscapes, both nations boast world-class cities, but the energy and culture you'll find are distinctly different. The urban experience in the United States is one of iconic intensity. American cities are characters in and of themselves, famous the world over. You've got the relentless, 24/7 energy of New York City, a global hub for finance, fashion, and art that truly never sleeps. There's the sprawling entertainment empire of Los Angeles, where Hollywood dreams and laid-back beach culture collide. Or you have the architectural playground of Chicago, with its towering skyscrapers reflected in Lake Michigan. US cities are often loud, proud, and incredibly diverse, each with its own rhythm. Canadian cities, by contrast, offer a brand of multiculturalism that feels both worldly and wonderfully livable. They're frequently praised for being clean, safe, and for seamlessly blending city life with natural beauty. Toronto is a perfect example, a global village where hundreds of languages are spoken, offering a mosaic of distinct neighborhoods and a world-class food scene. Then there's Montreal in Quebec, which presents a captivating blend of North American ambition and old-world European charm. Walking through its cobblestone streets with French as the main language feels like you're a world away. And you can't forget Vancouver, a city consistently ranked as one of the most livable in the world, dramatically wedged between the mountains and the ocean. So ask yourself, are you looking for the iconic high-energy thrum of an American metropolis or the clean, multicultural, and nature-adjacent vibe of a Canadian city? The choice really defines the kind of urban adventure you'll have. All right, let's talk food. A nation's cuisine tells a story, and both the US and Canada have some delicious tales to share. rooted in regional pride and diverse cultures. The United States is a feast of bold, regional specialties. It's a country where the food is as vast and varied as the geography. You can head to Texas for slow-smoked brisket that just falls apart on your fork, or to Louisiana for the complex, spicy flavors of Creole gumbo. Make a trip to Chicago for a slice of deep dish pizza, so thick it's a culinary event. Or to New England for a creamy bowl of clam chowder and a fresh lobster roll. California pioneered the bright, fresh flavors of the farm-to-table movement, while New York City boasts those iconic foldable pizza slices and world-class delis. American food is all about distinct, powerful flavor profiles and a deep-rooted sense of regional identity. Canada's culinary scene might be best known for one glorious, gravy-soaked masterpiece, poutine. This perfect mix of crispy fries, squeaky cheese curds, and rich gravy from Quebec is the country's undisputed comfort food champion. But there's so much more to Canadian cuisine. Think of Montreal-style bagels, which are boiled in honey-sweetened water for a denser, crispier texture than their New York cousins. Or consider the bounty of the coasts, with fresh Pacific salmon in British Columbia and lobster feasts in the Atlantic provinces. The prairies are famous for their high-quality Alberta beef, while desserts like the gooey butter tart and the layered Nanaimo bar are beloved national treasures. The food scene, especially in cities like Toronto and Vancouver, is also a direct reflection of Canada's multicultural makeup, with authentic global cuisines on just about every corner. At the end of the day, the U.S. offers a battle of iconic regional flavors: barbecue versus lobster, deep dish versus thin crust. Canada, while championing its own unique dishes, offers a culinary landscape deeply shaped by its multicultural identity and the fresh, natural bounty of its land and sea. Let's talk money, because for most travelers, the budget is a huge deciding factor. While both countries can be as cheap or as expensive as you make them, the travel landscape in 2025 has some key differences. Generally, the cost of travel in major US and Canadian cities can be pretty similar, especially for things like hotels and dining. However, the sheer size of the US means travel costs can vary wildly. A trip to New York City or San Francisco will hit your wallet much harder than a road trip through the Midwest. But here's a key trend for 2025. Tourism from Canada to the US has seen a major drop. Data from Statistics Canada has shown steep year-over-year declines in 2025, with car trips from Canada to the US falling by over 30% in multiple months. In response, some US hotels and tourist areas, particularly in border states and cities like Las Vegas, are reportedly lowering prices and offering promotions to lure Canadians back. This could mean great deals for savvy travelers heading south. In Canada, costs are also variable. Big cities like Vancouver and Toronto are expensive, and getting to remote wilderness areas can also be pricey. For American travelers, a favorable exchange rate with the Canadian dollar often makes Canada a more budget-friendly destination. Groceries and gas tend to be a bit more expensive in Canada, but public transit in major cities is often more accessible and efficient than in many car-centric US cities. While cross-border tourism is down in both directions, the biggest financial trend is the potential for deals in the US market as it tries to attract more visitors from its northern neighbor. This next part is perhaps the most nuanced yet critical piece of the puzzle for 2025. A great vacation isn't just about what you see. It's about how you feel. The overall vibe, your sense of safety, and feeling welcome are all paramount. Let's start with Canada. Officially, the U.S. Department of State gives Canada its lowest Level 1 travel advisory, which simply means to exercise normal precautions. It's widely seen as one of the safest and most stable countries for tourists. The general vibe is one of a polite and tolerant society, which helps visitors feel at ease and secure. Now, let's look at the United States through the eyes of its closest neighbor. Recent trends and surveys from 2025 paint a complicated picture. A significant number of Canadians have reported feeling less safe or welcome when traveling to the U.S., often citing political tensions and concerns about aggressive border enforcement. One survey from early 2025 showed that a majority of Canadians who had planned to visit the U.S. either changed or canceled their trips due to the political climate. This isn't just a feeling, it's backed by hard data showing a dramatic drop in Canadian travel to the U.S. For example, Statistics Canada reported that in July 2025, car trips to the U.S. fell by 36.9% compared to the previous year, continuing a months-long trend of decline. Many Canadians who are changing their plans are choosing to travel within Canada instead, or are opting for other international destinations. This brings up an important question for you, the traveler. Are you someone who is comfortable navigating these potential complexities, or do you prefer the peace of mind that a destination like Canada might offer in 2025? It's a personal calculation, but it's one that is undeniably shaping travel decisions this year.
So, which country wins? The best choice for your 2025 vacation depends on you. Choose the United States if you're chasing boundless energy, iconic landmarks, and unparalleled diversity, a vacation built on a high-octane buzz. Go to Canada if you're seeking serene, monumental nature, pristine wilderness, and calm, welcoming cities. A journey defined by tranquility, energy, or serenity. Which will you choose for your 2025 adventure? Let us know in the comments which country you would pick and why. If this guide helped, hit that like button and subscribe for more. Happy travels!